On November 16, 2024, deputies responded to a restaurant after its owners accused a longtime employee of stealing more than $57,000 over nearly 4 years. What began as a theft complaint ended with an unrelated criminal charge before the day was over.
Morning. Hello. Yeah. Which employee just got here? Who just walked through the door?
Ann.
Are you Ann?
Yes.
Come with me outside.
After restaurant staff identify the employee, deputies escort her away from customers and co-workers to continue the investigation. Before discussing the theft allegations, they confirm her identity and gather routine information. During that process, deputies uncover a serious issue that changed the course of the encounter.
Thank you. Do you have your ID on you? And your driver's license?
I have 6, but ID.
Do you have a license? How did you get to work?
I drove.
Hold on, don't go nowhere. Let's go to your car. You have any weapons on you or anything? No guns, knives, bombs, anything crazy? Why don't you have a license?
It's been suspended.
I'll go look it up, but just tell me.
Yeah, from Jersey.
After the deputy saw that her license was suspended, what initially appeared to be a routine vehicle search would soon lead to one of the most significant discoveries of the entire incident.
Your license was suspended up in Jersey?
Yeah.
What for, do you remember?
I'm sorry?
What for, do you remember?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Was it like tickets, DUI?
No DUI.
Or was it like child support or something like that?
No,
There's gotta be something that you did or something happened that you got. Just give me an idea.
I think not going to court.
So you missed a court date and
Yeah.
they suspended it? Okay.
Yeah.
And then have you tried to get one down in Florida?
Yeah.
And they say what?
I gotta
Fix that one
deal
first.
with Jersey.
Interesting. Alright. So you know you can't be driving without a license down here, right? It's criminal. How often do you drive?
I'm sorry?
How often are you driving? Because that's bad news if you get in a crash and like
I know.
heaven forbid someone
I'm
gets hurt.
just
That's bad.
Just work.
Whose car is it?
My daughter's.
Why don't you just get her to drop you off? Clearly she doesn't need the car right now. She could just drive and drop you.
Right. Man, she's got twins. We just been going through a lot.
Oh, so she
I just try to make it easier.
got mama duties right now home that way? Okay. Is there baby seats in the back?
Yes.
Okay. All right, just hang out for a little bit. We're gonna do some paperwork, and then we'll send you on your way. The van's gonna come and get you. As long as you're still cooperative and relaxed, they'll put the cuffs in the front and bring you down. You'll see a judge by the end of the day, and then they'll tell you the details of what they're gonna do regarding bond and all that. Any questions for me? Okay.
With the arrest complete, deputies document the suspect's belongings before transport to the detention facility. As the financial investigation is turned over to an economic crimes detective, the evidence collected during the arrest becomes an important focus of the case and completely change the course of the investigation.
Hello. Good.
I'm Detective Raymond with the Dallas County Sheriff's Office. I work in the Economic Crimes Unit of the Sheriff's Office, okay? So I have some things that I need to talk to you about, but before we do that, I'm going to read you your rights, okay? So I'm here to talk to you about your employment here with Home Plate. How long have you been working there?
9 years.
5 years. You did it for Usher before? A name?
I'm.
Okay. Do you have any idea why I would be speaking with you? Okay. What days do you typically work?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And how much do you make being a waitress here?
It depends.
I want you to be completely honest with me up there. It's certainly not the end of the world, but there's obviously some serious stuff that we got to talk about. But I'll be honest with you if you're honest with me. Now, have you ever taken any cash out of the register? Have you ever changed any orders and canceled any out, take cash out of the register?
While the detective remained with the suspect, another officer continued working behind the scenes, speaking with witnesses and reviewing what they had learned. By the time they were finished, the investigation was ready to move into its next phase.
Okay, so remember when I said be honest with me? Okay, that's what we need here is honesty. Okay, because there's going to be some things that you're going to have to explain, and if you're not going to be honest with me, then I talk you to the end very well. So, my next question, how do you explain the number of canceled items that you had just in the last year compared to your coworkers, which are very significant? So your coworkers have only had about $1,200 in canceled items. Yours are in $15,000. What's that explanation? Is it a financial crunch? Is it something that can be extended? You know, just
I know I put mine in and that, cancel and stuff, but as jet.
but you saw an opportunity, got maybe, okay, this'll help, I'll just do it once. Okay, then you know what? It did help, but now I have this going on. Let me do it twice. And then it just gets out of hand and gets away from us. So if that's what's happening, then we can move to the next step and move forward and move faster. So is that what's happening?
I need a lawyer.
The detective tried almost every approach to get an answer, giving her multiple opportunities to explain the evidence against her. But in the end, she invoked her right to an attorney, bringing the interview to an immediate stop. As the detective stepped away, the deputy returned. But during the search, deputies discovered something far more unexpected.
Steal $56,000 from this fund.
Yeah, I'll do that. Plus, her daughter's got babysitting duties, so just keep that dough. And we'll stand by to see what she wants to do with the cash. But what is it?
A pill.
I know that, but like, what kind of pill?
I don't know. My friend gave it to me for my knee.
All right. Give me a second. I just found something in the envelope,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, I'll throw you off, boy.
Thanks. It's Adderall. You have a prescription for it?
No.
Why should give me Adderall for knee pain?
I don't know if that was the right one or not.
Do you think she gave you the wrong one?
Yeah. Well, I asked her the last time she gave me a white one. I think it was I don't know.
All right. Okay.
Adderall is an FDA-approved prescription medication used to treat ADHD and narcolepsy by stimulating the central nervous system. Because it has a high potential for abuse and dependence, it is a controlled substance and is illegal to possess or use without a valid doctor's prescription. Some people also misuse it for its stimulant effects or to experience a temporary high.
Hey, do you want this stuff to go back in your car or with you to jail? Like necklaces and Vaseline and all that. I can't hear you. Just so that we say this is how much we're putting in her property and it's going to the jail.
I'll never do that. Let's do it.
There's gonna be a couple of us, or a couple of them. 1, 2, so we'll do some bigger bills.
Once told she'd be transported for booking, she was unambiguously in custody. Under Miranda versus Arizona, that status makes Miranda warnings mandatory before any interrogation. Under Edwards versus Arizona, that invocation requires questioning to stop immediately until an attorney is present or she reinitiates contact herself. The footage shows exactly that. The detective stepped away rather than pressing on. Search of her belongings followed under the search incident to arrest doctrine from Chimmel versus California, permitting officers to search an arrestee's immediate belongings without a separate warrant. Let us know if there's an interaction or legal topic you'd like us to cover in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more legal analysis of police interactions.